What comes to your mind when you think of the word love? The English word love as a noun comes from an Old English word, lufu, which means feeling of love, romantic sexual attraction, affection, friendliness, and the love of God. As a verb, it comes from another Old English word, lufian, which means to feel love for, to cherish, to show love to delight in, to approve. The English word love is powerful but broad. Hebrew is one of the most ancient of languages. Because it is a foundational language to the ancient world, it gives great insight into the meaning of the word love. The Hebrew word for love is ahava. Ahava is made up of four Hebrew letters, reading right to left, aleph, hey, ved, hey. The root word for ahava is hav. Hav is made up of three Hebrew letters, reading right to left, hey, ved, hey. It means to give. Hence, in Hebrew, giving is foundational to loving. In the Hebrew mind, the love relationship between a husband and his wife is that of giving, each to the other. The more the husband gives to his wife, and the more the wife gives to her husband, the deeper the love between them. The Hebrew word for giving is Nathan. Nathan is spelled Nun, Tav, Nun. The word Nathan reads the same, backward or forward, forming a circle of sort, because when we give, we always receive in return. In Hebrew, love is not something that just happens to us, but is something that we create through our own actions when we give ourselves to others. Since we have no control over others, love does not begin with others. It begins with us. We need to initiate love. A story is told of a rabbi who was asked the question, why God created humans with two eyes. The rabbi answered, with the left eye, we look at ourselves to see where we need to improve ourselves. With the right eye, we look to others lovingly, always seeking out their best qualities. If we truly want to be loving, we need to examine ourselves to determine where we need improvements and follow through with those improvements. True love is more than a concoction of hormones and desires. It radiates from our soul. It is an invisible link that connects us with God Himself and with those around us. Because God is love. 1 John chapter 4, verse 8. And because we have been created in God's own image and likeness. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. True love is sacrificial, selfless, and giving. The connection between loving and giving is clearly shown in the character of God, who emanates the truest, purest love of all. As a matter of fact, God has made love the highest of all his commands. When Jesus was asked by the Pharisees, which is the greatest commandment, he answered by saying, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. That is the first and the greatest commandment. And the second is like unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew chapter 22, verses 36 to 39. Love is a command simply because we owe God. The word love in Aramaic, which was the language Jesus spoke, is kuba. Kuba is spelled exactly the same as other Aramaic word, kaba. Kaba means death, something that is owed. How did we owe God, you may ask? Because God first loved us. 1 John chapter 4, verse 19. Is there evidence of God's love for us? Absolutely. God demonstrated his love toward us in that while we were yet sinners, God sent his son, Jesus, to die for us. Romans chapter 5, verse 8. To give is to love. John, the disciple whom Jesus loved, wrote in his gospel, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have life everlasting." John chapter 3, verse 16. Notice in that verse, God gave his Son as the evidence of his love without demanding anything in return. Love as a command from God is an opportunity to give as the evidence of our love, whether to God or to our neighbor, just as God himself has given first to us his best, his one and only Son. Anybody can claim that they love God and that they love their neighbor. But if they never give to God or to their neighbor, their love is not a biblical love. There is more to the word love than what it says. The true meaning of the word love is indeed beyond the literal. What does a cock's crow have to do with Peter's denial of Jesus? The answer is beyond the literal.